just about 2 weeks after you returned from Iran, a 5-member team, fact-finding team, was dispatched there to St. Vincent. Were you at all surprised by the quick turnaround?
Not really. Both President Ahmadinejad and First Vice President Dr. Davoudi had indicated to me that they want to move most swiftly in their cooperation between Iran and St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and more particularly the cooperation on their contribution towards the construction of the Argyle International Airport. In fact, when we were in Iran, Dr. Matthias, the Chief Executive Officer of our International Airport Development Company, had discussions with persons not only from the construction ministry, but officials from the construction company. And the way in which the Iranian government, as I had announced when I came back, want to structure the assistance is to provide some cash to the government, well, to the International Airport project, but also to provide resources to this company, ICG, which is one of the biggest in Iran as a construction company, $2.6 billion revenues, turnovers annually. And they will hire that company and pay the company to do work here of a technical kind, and especially to work on the earthworks with the Cubans and the Vincentians and of course the Venezuelans, and to assist with further aspects of designing. For instance, we need to complete the design as you're well aware, in relation to the river, the spanning of the river. There's a preliminary design, but matters have to be finalized there. The city fence and the additional 30 acres for the expansion of the landside facilities, and to allow for the opportunity for proper development over the next 25-30 years. Because of all the groundwork which had been laid and the impact of the visit, I wasn't really surprised that they would come very promptly.
Would it be safe to say that you're hopeful then that the assistance from Iran would surpass your expectations?
Well, what they had discussed with me was already fairly substantial in Iran. It seems that on further reflection by the Iranian leadership after I had left Iran, that they decided even to enlarge the mandate for this company, and therefore it may well be that there may be assistance beyond what I had originally contemplated. In any event, whatever they provide for us in assistance, I'd be most grateful.
Sure. How soon are you hoping to hear from Iran?
Well, in another 2-3 weeks, you know, they have presidential elections. I do not anticipate hearing something before that. Though I'm open to be wonderfully surprised. But certainly when I go to the United Nations between the 24th and the 26th of June, when there would be a summit, state heads of government summit at the United Nations, on the international economic crisis. I will see senior members of the Iranian delegation, maybe the president himself, if he comes, or one of the senior members, certainly the foreign minister, whom I've already met.
Given the current economic crisis, the world financial crisis, are you still hopeful that the airport can be or will be completed by the end of March 2012?
Yes, yes. You see, the manner in which we are financing it and what we have had lined up already, Cuba, Venezuela, Taiwan, those are very important contributors to this process. Then I expect to get some very specific assistance further from Turkey, the CARICOM Development Fund, which has made an application for $16.5 million. Then there is Brazil, in which the discussions with President Lula and myself went very well in Trinidad, and they're to send the team. In fact, I am awaiting a report tomorrow, Friday, from our ambassador at the United Nations, Camilo, who's meeting with the Brazilian ambassador to forward the discussions which we had, which President Lula and I had with Libya. In fact, the Libyan team should have been going to the British Virgin Islands last week, and I'd made all the arrangements for them to have an hour with the OECS leaders. Unfortunately, by the time all the arrangements were made for them to get their visas and so forth, the time was very compressed, and they didn't make the visit. But I'm hoping that we can have them come over sometime in June, before the end of June, to meet not only with me but also with the other OECS leaders, because again, I come back to this theme of the importance of placing what we're doing strategically within the context of the OECS and certainly CARICOM.
The 5 members of the team that visited are all involved in designing and execution of large construction and industrial projects in their company, the International Corporation of Gulf, ICG. The company has been involved in large engineering and construction projects inside and outside of Iran. The members of the team left the state on Tuesday, May 26th.